Salvete discipuli. Today's lesson is from chapter 10 in volume 2 of Latin for the New Millennium, and we are going to learn another irregular verb, this one being eo, ire, ii, sometimes iwi, itum. Okay, so it's an irregular fourth conjugation verb. You can tell that from its second principal part, which is ire. It means to go. It's very common, just like in English, but also just like in English, it's pretty irregular in the present system. You have to memorize all of its forms, specifically the present indicative and the present subjunctive, because they're going to be irregular. Even the perfect endings can be a little bit off. Not that they form incorrectly, because remember, the perfect works the same way for all conjugations. It's just that the perfect stem is sometimes just an I, sometimes I. Another very strange aspect of this fourth, highly irregular fourth conjugation verb is that the future endings are bo, bis, bit, bimus, bitus, bunt, which is specifically odd because it's a fourth conjugation verb, so it should be forming its future with iam, ies, iet, iemus, ietus, ient. And yet, there you go. It's just irregular. It's just acting not regular. There are no passive forms for this verb, so there's only the present, the active forms for the verb, okay? So for the rest of this video, obviously you're going to have to write down what the irregular forms of ao, ee, iwi, or ii, itum are. So a present indicative, ao, is, it, emus, etus, eunt. And the imperfect, again, you're going to notice that it's just a long I plus bom, bas, bat. So ibom, ibas, ibat, ibamus, ibatus, ibant. And in the future, again, it's odd, but it's ibo, ibis, ibit, ibimus, ibitus, ibant. Another reason why you really need to know these endings for this verb to go is that, as you might expect, it has a lot of compounds. Okay, so abeo, to go away, adeo, to approach or come towards. So it's particularly important for you to learn these endings, because you're going to see them not just in being able to say to go, or I went, or he had gone, or whatever, but also because you're going to see it in compound with other as other verbs. Okay, so here is one of the ways in which the perfect indicative is a little bit odd. Since the third principal part is I, its perfect stem is I, right? It's just a long I. A short I. And sometimes that short I is going to be assumed into a long I. So, for example, here on the second person singular and the second person plural, you would expect it to be isti and istus. Instead, it's isti and istus. So, again, this is just something you have to memorize. So the perfect indicative is, so I, isti, it, imus, istus, ierunt. Okay, and then for the pluperfect and the future perfect, you have your perfect stem, I, and then you put aram, aras, arat, aramus, arat, right? So aram, aras, arat, aramus, aratus, arant, aro, aris, arit, arimus, aritus, arint. Okay. The subjunctive is also a little bit strange. So again, since this is actually a fourth conjugation verb, sort of, you would actually expect this to be an IA, right, as the subjunctive verb in the present, but it's not. It's EA plus the personal ending. So iam, ias, iat, iamus, iatus, iant. The imperfect subjunctive does form the way you would expect it to, because it's the second principal part plus the endings. So iram, erase, eret, eramus, eratus, erent. And then the perfect subjunctive and the pluperfect subjunctive actually more or less are what you expect them to be. Iterim, iteris, iterit, iteremus, iteretus, iterent for the perfect subjunctive. And then the pluperfect subjunctive is just ise So there's that long I. So it's not going to be isum. It's going to be isum, ise, isiset, isem, isiset, isesent. Perhaps not surprisingly, the perfect infinitive is isa, not isa, because remember the pluperfect subjunctive is the perfect stem plus isem, isset. So these two short i's have been subsumed into a long I, isem, which it gets from, of course, the perfect infinitive. So there are imperatives, like if you want to say go to one person, you would say e, which I think is pretty brilliant, actually. In the plural, if you want to say go to more than one person, it's ita. The future participle, itoros, itora, itoron. And then the infinitive, the present infinitive, second principal part, ire. And then the perfect, isa. Okay. All right, that is your lesson. That is ao, ire, itum. Take good notes. I will see you in class, and I hope you have a lovely evening. Walate.